All right, I got a pretty nice haul here, a mix of all different kinds of genres, so let's take a look. First up, I picked up Fear. I haven't seen this in a long time, but I do remember liking it, and I'm happy to finally add it to the collection. People ask me about this in my streams all the time, so I've been giving it a pretty solid score, but now I'm going to revisit. We'll see if it's holding up. That's the scary part. Next up, I got to add Spotlight to my collection. I love this movie. It is an Oscar winner for good reason. It's got an all-star cast, and they do a killer job here. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend you go and check out Spotlight. It's really good. Next up, I added Searching. I love this movie. Now, as a filmmaker, sometimes this type of stuff can be problematic because it's sort of found footage, but it's through the computer, all that stuff. But it worked for me because they worked so hard to make it like how it would actually be if you were doing this search. It's very well acted. I liked this one. The sequel, not so much. Next up is Fright Night 3D. This is one of the few times where it's a pretty solid remake. The original Fright Night is still definitely better, but this is a very solid remake of that movie, and it's neat to have this one too because it does have a 3D copy along with the Blu-ray. I do still have a 3D TV in the house, and for nostalgia purposes, it's kind of fun. This has the digital code on a disc, which I think is hilarious. This is a great one. Next up is The Stand. This is the original miniseries with the Slippy, because you know us physical media people like the Slippy. I think this is as good as the remake. People tend to lean into the remake that came out in the two films. I think they're both flawed in the same way, honestly. The first half is better than the second. I just love this one, though. It goes deeper because it's longer. It's got more time. It's got Molly Ringwald. It's got a great cast, Gary Sinise. Glad to finally have this in my collection in a Blu-ray form and not just the DVD. Next up is a movie I've been meaning to get for a long time, Revenge. If you're a follower of the channel, then you know I love the Revenge formula. So anytime I can add a new Revenge film to the collection, I'm going to do it. And I can't wait to give this one a rewatch. All right. So this is a blind buy. There are two blind buys in the pile. This is The Master Gardener. I wanted to see this in theater. It didn't get a chance to. You'll see there that it's written by Paul Schrader. It's a Paul Schrader film. It's directed by him, I believe, written by him also. I heard really great things. I know nothing about it, so it was there. I had credit, so I just grabbed it. Next up is a big find. I've got all these Rocky movies in 4K now. Now, I'm not the hugest Rocky fan. People ask me about Rocky movies all the time, and you know, after the first one, I know the first two I like, the third and fourth are a little more sort of, I don't remember as much. The Drago one, yeah, I do like that one. So it's going to be fun to revisit all these movies. Will I get the complete collection? I don't think so. I might buy Rocky Balboa because I think it is a great capper to this story. But at this point, this is enough for me, and it was a great price, really great price because it was trade credit. And the last one is a Criterion for the movie Code Unknown from director Michael Haneke. I have not seen this movie, but I love Michael Haneke, so it had to come home with me because I want to add to that collection and give this movie a watch. If you don't know Michael Haneke, then you will know Funny Games. That's his most noteworthy film. I love it. Most people here on this platform love it too. That's the pile. That's what I got, you guys. Let me know what you think, and let's talk about movies.